Hey, what's up, team? This is Eddie Gray, and I'm going to give you my initial thoughts on Modo Drums. I believe I have found the very best drum modeling software out there. Let's read a little bit here on IK Multimedia's website. Modo Drum is IK's first physical modeling drum virtual instrument using a powerful combination of modal synthesis and advanced sampling. Modo Drum gives you the most deeply customizable virtual drum kits ever. Now, this is not going to be a deep review on all the aspects. I'm just giving you my initial thoughts on the software playability for somebody that's in the world of music licensing, music production, and I need to be able to turn out a quick product. I'm kind of looking at it from that angle. I've already written a bunch of songs with it, and so I have enough experience that I could share my thoughts here. Let's read a little bit more. Like our award-winning Modo Bass, which I'll be doing another video on, Modo Drum delivers incredibly realistic and authentic tracks for your music. I would absolutely agree with that statement, with a level of control over every detail you've never imagined before. We're talking about every drum in your kit, from size and tension to the material, the play style. I mean, you can literally go in here and determine the diameter of the tom, the overheads, how the right hand plays, how the left hand plays. They're calling it a new standard in realistic, natural, and customizable drum tracks. All right, so a couple of the highlights within Modo Drums, right? They have the groundbreaking technology. Comes with 10 iconic drum kits that pretty much cover every style, anything from heavy metal to jazz to blues to rock to pop. Adjust every element of the sound on the fly, very easy to use. Control the entire act of playing drums, everything from the sticks that you use to the room sound effects. Of course, it does come built in with grooves, which is really helpful if you're not, a drummer by trade, or if this just doesn't come natural to you as a whole. All right, so let's get right into it. I just wanted to give you a basic sense of what this looks like. Really is quite incredible. Of course, you can use this for any DAW of your choice. And the way I'm going to be doing this so I'm not distracted by playing my keyboard is I'm using Logic's proprietary drummer. This basically creates grooves for me on the spot. Something else I'll be doing throughout the video is changing from various genres so I can demo the various kits inside of Modo Drum. Here I'm going to start off with grungy, okay? And so there's a couple of different tabs here at the top. So it's a nice sleek GUI, which is always one of my favorite things when it comes to software instruments, is how easy is it to use. And so when I hit the gear menu up here on the top right, you have control over the brightness of the interface, right? Where you place the sound content. And before I do start, I just want to say that I will be doing a deep, thorough analysis on all the various aspects in another video. All right, guys, thank you so much for the support. Let's get right into it. So I'm going to press play here, and again, Logic is creating grooves in the background. Let's see what this sounds like. So from the outset, I have never seen this before. I've never seen a user interface that gives me direct access to velocity control within the player. I've never seen that. And it seems like such an obvious thing, but IK Multimedia nailed it. Right? Let's say we're going to a breakdown. Right? We want things to quiet down a bit after a big hook. Next, we're going to change up a couple of the kits just to take a listen to just the overall sound. So it says here, starting life in the mid-1970s, this kit set a new studio standard by the early 1980s. So that's called the Studio Kit. For those of you that use Studio Drummer inside of native instruments, I think you will find that to be comparable. Let's go with heavy metal. Now, obviously, if we're going to compare this and try and listen to what it needs to sound like, I should probably drop in a heavy metal drummer. So let's go ahead and try this out. Yeah, that sounds pretty fantastic. I am not gonna lie, I really like the overall tonality. It sounds very realistic. I'll tell you what, I just did a feature with a company called 411, and I pulled up these drums, and there was not much to do when it came to production because they just sounded so good from the outset. So this is one of the benefits of this incredible piece of engineering. So this is an 8-piece set called Reference, marked as a new philosophical shift in drum set construction. This is a timeless kit, represents a major advance in design with interior plies of mahogany and outer plies of maple. All right, so obviously this is some deep stuff. Let's take a listen. That is the kits. Here is a rock kit for all my rock people out there. Yeah, I think we would all agree that sounds pretty amazing. Bear in mind, there's not much processing going on. There's an EQ instantiated, which you can see there's a flat line, and the compressor is but barely hitting the signal. So let me go ahead and bypass that so you're hearing the real signal. Okay, beautiful. So let's go into other aspects. So right here, you can see that there is a groove generator, which is basically going to match up with whatever is inside of the grooves tab. So let's say we're looking for a couple of ideas. Here is Aries Intro 116. So that's a nice groove generator that's happening inside of Modo Drums as opposed to Logic. So what I'll do is I'll delete that, and let's try out a couple of other ideas. Here's some fills for this general idea that's called Aries. We will come over to the grooves page in a second. Okay, and all of this is MIDI compatible, so once we go into the grooves page, we can just grab this and drag it out into the DAW. Again, we'll get into it. All right, so let's go ahead and start customizing Modo Drums, because the magic really is that we can exchange snares, various kit pieces in order to really make this work for your music. So as of right now, I selected the Rock Custom Kit, but I'm going to go ahead and exchange some of the pieces here. And let me go ahead and generate a groove inside of here. And let's go ahead and see if we can change the hi-hats. I'll press play here inside of the groove sequencer. Yeah, I really like that. Let's go ahead and change the crashes. Am I able to change both of them individually? That's pretty cool. So this is an 18-inch crash. That's a 16-inch. And let's see this China over here. That's also 18-inch. So really cool in that sense that we can customize everything. Here's the kick drum. Let's try this out. Okay, I really like that sound. I'm going to go with that. And then let's go into the playing style. This is what, to me, is the most impressive of the bunch. This is why I've fallen in love with this brand. Because not only can I grab the model, customize the model, but now we can get into the playing style, which is really fascinating to me, that we can change various parts. For example, when it comes to the kit, will he be playing with the heel up or the heel down? Because that's going to influence the sound. Let's check this out. Which makes a lot of sense if you think about it, because if a drummer has his entire foot on the pedal, it's going to perform and sound one way just because of lack of mobility and velocity. Whereas if the heel is up, you can drive a little bit more strength into the foot and hence the kick. So that's pretty cool. What kind of beater are you going to use? Are you going to use a felt or a wood beater? Let's go ahead and try this out. Let's see what they sound like. So guys, this is absolutely fascinating. You can see why I have fallen in love with this instrument. I'm pretty much going to ditch everything else just because nothing can compare at the moment. There's nothing that has this kind of customizability. It's just strong. It's just a beautiful, beautiful instrument. Let's check out the snare. This is really impressive. Still kind of working my way around it, but it looks like you can control the right hand, and when the drummer does play, is he playing more on the outer fringes of the snare, which is going to kind of sound a little bit snappier because you might be hitting the side of the snare, right, which is going to have a louder sound. And then when he does, what does that area encompass? You know, how big is that? And so again, I will go a bit more in depth with this later, but let's just check out the results for now. So obviously that's his left hand, under the assumption that this drummer is right-handed. So the right hand is on the hi-hat, the left hand is playing that groove. Looks like we can also choose between various drumsticks. Here is no tip, so you're just playing like Travis Barker here. Check it out. Absolutely ridiculous. Incredible, incredible stuff. Let's check out the toms. What kind of work is happening here? Oh, okay, so when we get into hitting toms, let me see if I can find something here. Actually, this is a good excuse to just move over to the groove section. And let's see, I do want toms to be the leading hand. yeah, I think this has to do with when the drummer does hit the tom, is it in the middle where it's going to have a bit more deep bass tonality, or on the side again because you're hitting the rim of the drum, it's going to express itself in a different way. So as you can see, this is really amazing. More in-depth material will come later. Okay, so let's go ahead and get back to this here. And this time I'll go back to using Logic. Okay, and we're exchanging rooms now. So we're not dealing with the type of drums or customizing the drums per se, or how they play, but we're dealing with where they are playing. So let's try this out. See, and the reason this is exciting is because they're solving a big problem. Not only is it challenging just to sequence drums in general, especially if you want them to sound authentic, but they're solving the problem of mixing drums, which is kind of, a miracle in and of itself, to be able to get all of these kit pieces to work together. So again, this is a marvel of modern engineering. The fact that they're able to mix all the overheads and find the proper space. Yeah, another wow. Let's take a listen to Large Studio. Let's move on to the mixer. Out of all the various parts of this program, this seems to be the one that requires the biggest learning curve. So this is why I'm going to wait to show all the bits and pieces when we get into the more descriptive video that will be coming out soon. Make sure that you subscribe and you hit that notification bell so that when we do release it, you are the first to know. Let me just show you what the mixer looks like upon playback, and let me show you my favorite feature inside of Modo Drum. Oh geez, I'm not sure if you guys caught that, but just by pressing that perspective button, it literally changes the positioning of the drummer. So if I'm the drummer and I'm right-handed and I'm recording, the hi-hat is to my left, right? But if you're the audience member, let's say you're watching a band, Maroon 5, what have you, the drum is going to be on your right, just due to perspective. So check that out again. They thought of everything. It's absolutely nuts how they just thought of every single thing. Let me go ahead and change the drum part a little bit. Here are the overheads. Alright, and that seems to be a great trick. If you compress your overheads, really smash them down, you can create just a massive sound. But for now, let's go to grooves. This time I want to work in soul. And I don't want to use toms, I just want to see what they got in general. So let's start with Ace. So this is super helpful, the fact that they provide intros, outros. I mean, if you're trying to work quickly, obviously this is going to make a big difference. So we can find grooves per genre. Let's go into the world of, let's go reggae and Latin. Categories, right? Are you looking for an intro? Are you looking for a fill, for a break? The leading hand, right? Is this going to be centered and focused around a closed hi-hat? Let's go ahead and look for something like that. We're looking for a bar, 4 bars, and then the time signature. So it looks like they don't really give too many odd meters, so you're going to have to work on that yourself. Let's check out Afro-Cuban verse. So even though that sounds like it's in an odd meter, it's just 4/4. Yeah, that's pretty rad. Let's go to funk and see what that sounds like. This time I'll go with 6/8. Let's say that I find myself using this beat often, at least just to draft up ideas. You can favorite that just by hitting the star there. And let's go to mapping. And let's see, just from the looks of it, it looks like you can reposition the sounds wherever you want them. Yeah, it looks like there's a bunch of deep stuff going on here. Pretty sure when they sampled this, it was sampled in a very, very deep way, maybe using like round robin techniques. I'm still not sure, but I will be doing a deep analysis. The overall idea here is that these guys, they did it. So as a whole, I do believe that this is a winner. I do believe that this will change the game. Excited about showing you more about this incredible plugin. Again, I will be doing a super deep dive for those of you that just need more information. You want to understand routing a little bit better. Looks like we can tune as well. Here, let's read a little bit. Total control over your recorded sound, adjust levels, panning, mute, solo. Elements can be grouped in buses, and each element has 2 cents to process multiple elements for a more cohesive feel. Modo Drum includes a massive suite of 19 studio processors, including gate, parametric EQ, a crusher, which I'm not sure if this is distortion or a multi-band compressor, but lots of good stuff. Here are all of the effects. And of course, the groove generator is ready to go for you as well. So this is included in Total Studio 3 Max. With that being said, if you want to support the channel, I will leave a link in the description, and that helps us just kind of keep everything going and keep the lights on and just keep supporting this content so that every single time we put it out, you're the first to know about it. Thank you so much for the support. Hit that notification bell. Let's keep at it. Let's stay up. Let's stay hungry. Stay focused on what we want, and I will catch you on the next video. Cheers.